Ansu Fati, at 17 years and 94 days old, became the youngest player ever to score a brace in La Liga. Ansu Fati capitalized on two brilliant Lionel Messi assists to give Barcelona a 2-1 victory. Ansu Fati became the youngest player ever to score a brace in La Liga on Sunday by capitalizing on two brilliant Lionel Messi assists to give Barcelona a 2-1 victory over Levante. Fati, at 17 years and 94 days old, broke the previous record held by Juan Jimenez, who scored twice for Malaga against Real Zaragoza at 17 years and 115 days old in 2010. Messi teed up Fati's quick-fire double with a defense-splitting pass and then a trademark weaving run before Ruben Rochina scored Levante's goal in the 92nd minute, which really should have come sooner. Barca reduced the gap at the top to 3 points behind Real Madrid and began to regain some rhythm under new coach Quique Setién after Thursday's 5-0 thumping of Leganés in the Copa del Rey. "We could have won 8-2 or 8-3, said Setién. "We lost a little control in the second half and conceded too much, but it was a good job from the team. Yet Levante should have converted more of a handful of excellent chances in the second half. That suggested Barcelona's defensive problems and fragility when in the lead are far from solved." Leganés and Levante, who sit 18th and 13th respectively, offered a relatively straightforward route back to winning ways too for Barcelona, who were wobbling last weekend when they followed a last-gasp win over Segunda side Ibiza with a convincing defeat by Valencia. Setién, who replaced Ernesto Valverde as coach last month, found his methods questioned and there was evidence against Levante to suggest he may have decided to introduce his style of play more gradually. Barca played with more urgency and ambition, their dominance of possession sacrificed occasionally for riskier passes forward. Yet Levante also pressed high and left gaps to be exploited, despite the likes of Valencia and Granada enjoying more success against Setién's team by sitting deep and bursting out on the break. Fati has been one of the main beneficiaries of Setién's arrival. He exploded onto the scene at the start of the season but was used increasingly rarely by Valverde, who may have been wary of burdening the teenager with too much too soon. Instead, Setién has started Fati in all 5 of his games in charge so far and this was the first time his faith has really been rewarded. "He is a boy who is emerging and has great potential," Setién said. Today he had a historic day for his goals and for helping the team. Messi's own excellent form also continues. He now has 9 goals and 4 assists in his last 10 league games. His first setup for Fati came from the center circle where he played a reverse pass through 3 Levante players that sent clear his teammate, who cut inside Jorge Ramon and finished. Handful of opportunities. Less than 2 minutes later, Fati was in again. Levante lost the ball upfield and Gerard Piqué fired straight into Messi inside the right flank, midway inside the opposition's half. He drove into the penalty area and when he finally stopped by a cluster of Levante chasers, he slid left to Fati, who fired through the legs of Eider Fernandez for a second. Nelson Semedo crashed a shot against the crossbar and then hopped over to know only for Antoine Griezmann to tap wide at the front post. But Levante were more dangerous in the second half and could have taken a draw if they had been more clinical with a handful of opportunities. The best of them fell to Gonzalo Melero, who blazed over, and by the time Rochina's shot flew through one pair of legs and in off the hands of Marc-André ter Stegen, there were only 2 minutes remaining. There was time for one Levante attack and Sergio Busquets' weak header gave Rochina another chance, but he could not keep his shot down. Sevilla and Real Sociedad both lost ground in the race for Champions League qualification as Getafe beat Athletic Bilbao to climb to 3rd. Real Sociedad lost 2-1 away at struggling Leganés, while Sevilla were held to a 1-1 draw at home to Alaves. In between, Getafe had carved out a 2-0 victory away at Bilbao to put them in pole position behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. Jose Bordalás' team are now ahead of Sevilla on goal difference, while Real Sociedad are 5 points further back. Getafe missed out on 4th on the final day of last season, but they continue to prove their challenge was far from a one-off.